Welcome back to Searching for Sound, and we are here with Jordan, uh, a model signed to is there agency called Super Talent,
Yeah, super talented.
and she also has a clothing line, and she is here with us today. This was supposed to happen like 6 months ago or a year ago,
Very
and we finally got to it. We're gonna start off with icebreaker questions, so that people can get to know you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, where you grew up?
well. I'm Jordan. Obviously, excuse me. I grew up in Federway and in Tacoma, Washington. Mostly in Tacoma, Washington, but I do travel a lot, and I did travel a lot when I was younger. So kind of in and out of Washington and Missouri State. So just the not too much going every places, but I claim Washington mostly.
Uh, what are your like hobbies and interests outside of modeling and your clothing line?
I'm a really adventurous person. So if I can get on a plane in the next day, I definitely hop on the plane the next day. Just to go explore and try new things and look at a lot of new things, especially eating a lot of new things. I'm definitely a foodie. I can say that for sure. A lot of people tell me that. I'll go anywhere, try anything, and don't have a problem with it. Just say I, tried it, or just say I did it in general. So something like that. Definitely adventurous for sure.
What type of food you like the most?
Right now, I don't
Yeah.
even know. I'm stuck on like very cultural like food. Right now, I'm stuck on like Asian Pacific food. I don't know. It's something different. I've been going trying around different things in Seattle, but there's not too much in Seattle. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite right now.
I'm stuck on pad thai. I like pad thai a lot.
That sounds good.
Well, one more icebreaker question. What place do you want to go to the most, like outside the country? Do you want to visit?
I want to go to the Maldives or Bora Bora. Those are the two places. I know I said one, but those are the two places I really want to go to. But definitely Bora Bora is on the top of my list before the Maldives, for sure.
Yeah, I've been trying to get to Japan for quite some time.
I heard that's something.
Yeah, I've been trying to go there forever. All right, let's get into the questions then. Uh, so why did you want to be a model? What got you into it?
So I really didn't want to be a model. It kind of just latched on to my life. A lot of people used to tell me that I could do it and I should do it. I did one fashion show for 11 concepts. They used to be called something else. I forgot. They used to be called something else, but I did a fashion show for the owner of it. And ever since then, a lot of people were either hitting me up to do shoots or they were like, hey, I want to, come like, what's it called? What's the word?
Uh,
That's what they see. What's the word? Combo, something. I don't know. They want to collab. They want to collab.
collab.
Yeah. So a lot of people wanted to collab and it got me further. And that's exactly how my agency found me as well, is because I was just collabing with a lot of people, doing a lot of freelancing,
Hmm.
and it just happened. They found me. So that's kind of how that started. Super random, but it's
Who was the first photographer you worked with on the shoot?
Ooh, that's a lot. I don't even know. Actually, to be okay. Actually, yeah, I do. Her name's Reagan. She's from Portland. Her company is called MAD. It's now called MAD. But that was actually the first person that I was shooting with for a very, very long time until I went to start shooting with other people. So I can thank her as well. We always have some dope shoots, and she always had me in the rain or in the cold and making me do things I didn't want to do. So it pushed me a little harder to do a lot of other stuff with a lot of other photographers.
Is your schedule busy? Is a modeling schedule busy?
Um, as a signed model, not exactly. A lot of people think that you would get jobs left and right, but you don't. I've been signed for almost 3.5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
and I've had like maybe 5 jobs within those 3.5 years, and like it was all right. But when you're signed, it's really hard, and you're not as busy as you think unless you're somewhere that it's big, such as like LA or Miami or things like that. It's a lot easier to get a lot of jobs, but not as busy. I think I made myself busy by bringing myself work, so I can say for myself.
Mm-hmm. Well, what is the out of those five photo shoots? Which one was the longest? How are the days?
The longest one of those, it's on my page, and it was for Olioso lip gloss and chapstick. That was literally all day. I left Tacoma at 4 a.m. Got there at I think about 5:30, 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Shot until 7 p.m. and then I had another shoot after that. So I was up for a full like 24 hours that whole time. But that was the longest shoot. Is probably a whole shift, damn near a whole day.
Dang, that's long.
Yeah,
Just to be posing in front of cameras.
yeah, and then they change your makeup, your outfit, and all the other stuff. So you switch out, and it's a lot. You just kind of sit there and be a dummy for a while. So they feed you though.
so so how do you prepare for these shoots? Because it's not like sports where you like practice. Do you practice modeling? Like how is
No, not necessarily. I don't know. I really don't know how it came upon because it got so easy. Like you don't really prepare. You just kind of like, all right, I'm gonna get this done. And if you know the style of what you're gonna be working with, it's a lot easier because you know how you're gonna pose or you know how you wanna show off the brand or exactly how you need to show off the brand. So you kind of just go in there with barely any knowledge and you're just like, all right, and then you're out.
mm-hmm. Well, which one was your favorite shoot?
Like put together or freelancing as well.
Uh either or.
Okay. My favorite shoot, I recently just posted it. It's from Cherry Blossoms, a photographer named Cherry Blossom, Corey, and another photographer. It's him on Instagram, and we collabed with Isles 4 Studio. That was my top favorite shoot. They're the best team to work with ever. Literally, we planned it a day before, and I had a flight to go to Puerto Rico in a couple hours, and we shot that whole thing. Planned it 24 hours, less than 24 hours ahead, and then got everything together. But it was my favorite shoot for sure. They're pretty dope guys, and I had so much fun. And it had the old vintage look to it, the bike and the
Oh
style.
yeah, I saw it. I like that one. I like the bike.
We still have like there's so much gold coming from that. Like we have those photos, and then I have more photos on top of more photos. So there's a lot of things from that shoot that are still coming. A lot of videos that are still coming pretty soon.
Is there anything challenging about being a model?
Um, Mostly just having a lot of eyes on you. That's probably the most challenging part, honestly, because I'm a very private person and social media is really not for me. If I could cancel it out, I definitely would. But I
Mm-hmm.
think being a model and having a lot of attention, it gets very overwhelming. Not a celebrity, but it does get very overwhelming because at times people do, social media is a big thing. So at times people would recognize me and I'm, personally shopping for myself. And like, I feel like a celebrity. I know I'm not, but I'm like, okay, this is a little weird when someone like, calls you out and, but it's also really nice to see all the support that you actually have that you don't know you have. So
Mm-hmm. What is your favorite like type of clothes to model or like makeup? Like, what is your style? Is it like more streetwear or like high end fashion?
my style definitely more streetwear, but I can do anything, I believe. So I feel like I want to get into a lot of more vintage and a lot more streetwear. It's kind of hard to find people like that, especially with the film and things like that, or someone to capture that specific style or a specific way. But I definitely focus on streetwear just because that's also my brand too, is more streetwear. So I like doing that.
Do you have any like favorite designers that you would collab with in the fashion world?
Right now, I want to collab with Basic Company. I just met the owner not too long ago. pretty dope. I do hope to network with him. They have a pop up today right now. I wish I could show up, but that's definitely one person that I want to work with for sure.
Do you have any like professional goals you want to accomplish in this modeling field?
I want to reach as high as I can in the modeling industry in LA, and definitely in Miami. Like I said, it was just slapped onto me, so I don't really want to have to try too hard because it's not something that I wanted to do, but it's looking like it's steering towards that way. So I definitely want to go and make my name out in LA in the fashion district for sure.
Mhm.
Networking with a lot of people, a lot of designers, street designers, and things like that in mostly LA area.
Did you start your clothing line because you were a model, or did you always want to start a clothing line?
So I've always wanted to start a clothing line, but once I got, a lot of people started knowing about me and hearing about me, I was like, this is the perfect opportunity just to like start doing stuff out of random. So that's where my do rags came from. I had embroidered do rags at one point, and then I started doing the clothing and things like that. I recently just picked it back up, but yeah, there was no specific reason as why. I just wanted to make local clothing for people that felt like they wanted to be dripped out, but didn't want to have to spend too much,
Yeah. What's the name of your clothing line?
Black Dollar Cartel.
What does it mean?
It's focusing on the Black Wall Street specifically, as in helping a lot of people in the community, helping people that also own Black businesses or also support Black businesses. I want to bring that kind of thing back. That thing being as in Black Wall Street, because I feel as though a lot of people weren't educated about it, and there's a lot going on in that time that not a lot of people know about, and there's so much ways to find out now
Hmm.
about a lot of things, and if you can branch it out in a clothing brand and also support, why not do it? So that's kind of why there's a lot of more background to it, but that's kind of why the specific reason why I kind of started that and why I changed the name from JC Inc. to Black Dollar Cartel.
Did you have a name before Black Dollar Cartel?
Yeah, JC Inc. With the extra C. It was just my name. It was really something to start out because I was like, I have no name. You can't have a business
Yeah.
name. So I was like, slap it on there. And then I was like, that's so ugly. So I took the time and I changed it.
What was it easy for you to start up the clothing line, or did you have to do research to find out where you're going to get the material? Did you make it, or do you buy it in bulk?
I buy it in bulk. It did take me a while to find the right manufacturer because a lot of people, they buy Gildan, they buy like $5 crew necks or things like that, and I didn't want to provide anything like that. So that's kind of why I've been on like a stop and go with my business. I haven't really made it too serious just yet. Like I've let it be known what I can do, and I made it so you know exactly what I'm about to come out with, but it is very very hard to find a manufacturer that is
Yeah.
solid, that's easy, and that you'll have great shipping time and all the other stuff. And I just recently like got to it, like figured it out. So it did take a lot of time and a lot of figuring out just to start it out, and money, but you lose some, you win some.
Yeah, I got this clothing idea too. It's supposed to be like sportswear, like comfortable wear. But like I don't know where to get the bulk stuff at, and I don't want to get bulk because it's gonna match other people's.
Right.
So like I wanna like learn how to sew, but like sewing takes forever, and I'm just one person.
Yeah, no, that's true. I just bought $2,000 machine for embroidery and showing computerized. So that's what I'm doing today, is literally sit down and teaching myself how to do stuff. But to buy things like that, like I said, it took a while. It took a while for me to find something that was original, but not too original and different.
Yeah.
But just research, honestly, just do a whole bunch of research. Because I found one, and not a lot of people can't find these colors, they can't find this style. So I'm happy to launch it. I'm excited to get to it.
Do you work with like any designers, like any graphic designers for help?
No, I don't. I figured it all out by myself. That's the hardest slower. A lot of great things come a lot slower. I've tried to reach out to people to help, but it just didn't work out. And a lot of people worry about their own time instead of, trying to really help you. So I've been figuring it out myself.
Do you grab any inspiration from other clothing lines that you like and try to incorporate it into yours?
I try to. I what I really use to get my ideas from is I look on social media. I look on things that what are people trending about now? What are they worried about now? What style do they want to see people in now? And you see, you go into an Explorer on Instagram and you see like all this stuff full of what people
Yeah.
may not like and what exactly is trending. So that's how I kind of get my ideas. I definitely try not to go to different companies because a lot of people do, they copy it and then they claim it as their own, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So I definitely look at just exploring, or Pinterest. Pinterest is also a good one, and then I make it my own. I turn it into something different. But I'm not gonna lie, I have looked at some companies and I'm like, okay, I like how they did this, did that. Maybe I can find a way to switch it up and make it different, but also something unique for my brand instead of saying, hey, they have the same thing. So
What do you like about being an entrepreneur? Like, what are the good times and the bad times? Can you explain?
the best thing about being an entrepreneur is networking. I love networking. I love being around and meeting a whole bunch of new people. Me being a business owner and a model on top of it all has brought a lot of wonderful people into my life, and they've helped me a lot in the process of me trying to do better in a lot of things. So that's one thing that I can say as an entrepreneur is networking is the best source of anything for sure. Doesn't matter exactly where you are in your company or in your life or what you want to do, but when you network with somebody, you get a lot more motivation to do a lot of things because people that are doing a lot bigger and better things, and they don't mind helping you or giving you advice to start off with it.
Are there any like bad times about being an entrepreneur?
You go broke sometimes and you don't know how to manage your money sometimes, and you bump your head and you get frustrated, and there's more bad times than good times. But once you get to that step where you're solid and you got it and you figured it out, you'll be a little bit better. You're still always going to bump your head though, so it's always going to be bad times.
Yeah, that's what I figured out too. Cause the money, it really sets you back and it makes you inconsistent if you can't maintain to get the bulk or however you make it.
Yeah, I spent like when I started with JC, it man, I really spent a lot of money, and I was trying to be lenient because everyone liked my stuff, and it was going out of state, it was being shipped out of states and things like that. But I was like, oh, let me be nice, the pricings and because everybody likes my shit, and now you have to learn like your prices matter. You can't lower your shit just because people think it's dope, and you're like, yeah, you're out of state, let me just branch it out there. So I definitely messed up on that part.
Yeah, that's the same thing. I was like, these prices is high. Like, if I try to sell it to people, I was like, I'll be trying to make it price friendly, but like every time I look how much I gotta pay for it, I have to add a lot of money so I could get some money back to do it again.
Exactly. You have to flip it. And that's the hard part because a lot of people don't understand that. And a lot of friends don't understand that. But that's like I said, it's part of networking. Once you reach people that you network with and all the other stuff, then you have those people that will actually support you, actually pay the actual price, or even, just sell out and show it off their gram or something like that. So when you get to a point in that situation where it gets figured out, but then you like fall through the first time.
One more question. Did you go to school for like modeling or this clothing business?
Nope, I did not. Very self taught on everything I do. I for sure like to try a lot of new things. I'm a very creative person. I got a lot of things in my head. So I didn't go to school, but I always attempt to YouTube or do something just to learn because everything's on YouTube as well.
Did you have any other like career uh thing that you wanted to do before modeling and clothing?
I wanted to be a physical therapist athlete. I still think I'm gonna do that. A lot of people don't know that about me. I went to school, I went to college for a little bit, and all of a sudden, modeling was making me a lot more money. And I couldn't focus on both things, so I chose one over the other, which it got me very far. I can't complain about that. I am a college dropout, but I can't complain about it because it's got me somewhere. But definitely wanted to be a physical therapist, and like I said, I can always go back to it. That's what I set my mind to, is that I can always go back, and especially when I'm rich, and I don't have to worry about money. I slap the money and pay for school, don't have to worry about student loans and all the other stuff. So that's something I want to go back to do and learn about a lot of stuff, because I know a lot about the body and a whole bunch of other things that people may not think I know, but it's just some knowledge in my head.
Before we end, do you want to give any inspirational words to people in your career field?
My only inspirational words are to keep pushing, keep going, don't stop. Don't ever let anything stop you. Don't let nobody stop you, because only you can continue on yourself. That's keep going. Don't stop. Because I stopped and then it was bad. But keep going. You learn, you bump your head, and it's always gonna be okay. It's gonna get tough at times, but you'll always be good as long as you try your hardest, for sure.
Thank you for those words. And thank you guys for tuning back into Searching for Sound. And this is Jordan. And I'll put her ads in the bio. So do you want to say it out loud though so they could hear it verbally too?
Sure. At __JLRDYNC is my personal. Business is at BDC. Ooh, whoa! I haven't been on it in a long time. It's on my Instagram though. So at __Jordan C. Hit me up if y'all need me. I'm very responsive-ish sometimes.
And this is Searching for Sound, episode 6.